Good morning, ladies. Although I am headed into the afternoon at this point, I got a late start today. Woke up, put a load of clothes in the washing machine. I need to run my linen to the dry cleaners, or I can schedule a pickup, but I have one that's really close to me, so I might walk over there. And I also need to work on some content and, decide what I'm going to do for dinner. But I like to spend my mornings in reflection. And I do this in general, but now I'm doing it on my YouTube channel a bit more. And I want to talk about how people will try to humble you. And in yesterday's video, I talked about how everyone has an agenda. And each one of us have goals and, things that we want to do in this life. And it doesn't matter if you're on the side of good or bad, we all have an agenda, and that's okay. But I wanted to get into how a lot of people will try to humble you into submission. In this life, we go through so many different things in our growth process. And I know a lot of you, under that video, you told me things that you wanted to do. You wanted to save money. You wanted to lose weight. You wanted to develop your financial portfolio. You wanted to, work on your spirituality. One of you said that you wanted to have a baby this year. And, there are going to be a lot of people in life, because they are in a state of misery and failure. They're going to try to humble you in any way they possibly can. They're going to gossip about you. They're going to say negative things about you. They're going to doubt you. But it's important as women to take care of ourselves. I'm going to be scheduling some spa treatments for myself because I haven't done that in a while. I'm going to get a facial and maybe a massage because I haven't had a massage in a little while. And really get my schedule going for my content, because I do have so many different platforms and streams of income that I've been working on for many, many years. Some are just developing now, and others, I've kind of changed the course. I remember when I first decided to move to the Middle East, it was my idea. I brought it to my husband and I said, I think I want to move abroad. I had only been to a few countries at that point. I had been to the Bahamas, I had been to Mexico, but I had never been to Europe. I had never been to Asia. I had never been to these places. And I remember talking to my sister about it. And I'm very close to my sister. She's, my best girlfriend. And she was saying, as a little girl, you always said that you were going to work in an office and you were going to have your own schedule and you were going to travel. And that's all you talked about as a kid. And I thought that was interesting because I think, as women, we all have different goals in life. This is why I don't like cliques. And this is why, I'm not a part of a clique. I'm not a part of YouTube cliques. I'm not a part of any type of group in particular, because the way I see my life, even though I may relate to another woman in femininity, in the importance of relationships and marriage, in the importance of, grooming ourselves and developing our self-esteem and our purpose so that we can do what God put us on this earth to do. There's some ways I just don't relate to some of these spaces. So I can honestly say I don't fit in any space perfectly. And I had to become comfortable with that. I had to become comfortable with the idea of understanding there are certain things that are very important to me because it's important for our development. I've become very clear on my stance on certain things. You know, I'm conservative. I'm definitely pro-marriage. I'm pro-family. I am pro-God. You know, I'm pro all of these things. And that's something that me and my husband had to really decide upon. Like, we had to decide, like, what kind of life do we want to live? And so when we're going through the whole process of moving, and I said, I think this will be a good opportunity for us. I think it's going to help us reach our goals as we continue to grow older. And my husband, he got right on board. He found a job, you know, he was elevated in his job, and, you know, we went on to do other things. And somebody left a comment and they were like, is her husband in the military? Like, no, nosy. My husband is not in the military. Like, some of you ladies think you know everything about everything. He is not in the military. I am not in the military. We've never been in the military. He, you know, worked on his resume, sent it to different companies, and he got a job. We're not in the military. So, you know, and this is why, you know, I just stay in my little corner of the internet, talk about whatever I want to talk about, whenever I want to talk about it, and ignore a lot of these females because they really feel they know something when they don't. And this is why it's so important to understand that, you know, you can't humble me. The only one that can humble me is God. And there have been times in my life where I have been humbled. You know, there have been times in my life where I've been sick. There have been times in my life where, you know, I had to deal with certain situations, whether it was finances or, you know, my career and, you know, how I wanted to spend my time. I mean, God always puts us in a space of humbling, but you won't humble me. So don't think you're going to come to my channel and humble me. You're never going to humble me. You're never going to crush me. You're never going to stop what's going on. And you will see that because I've been doing this for over a decade at this point. Social media does not faze me. Okay. I'm not new to this. I'm not new to social media. I'm not new to how to use social media. I'm not new to this. And you do have to develop a strength, you know, you have to develop a certain sense of self. So ladies, you know, you really have to stop listening to people that want to humble you into your place because, you know, we're all at really different phases. Some of you that follow me are quite young. I can see it in my analytics. You're still in your 20s. And you have so much life to offer, but there's so much negativity being put out there. People telling you, you know, you're not going to be able to get this job. You're not going to get married. You're not going to have children. You're not going to do this. You can't create that platform. You know, you can't feel great every day when you wake up. You know, you can't travel. You can't reach your goals. Oh, you're too old. Oh, you're too ugly. Oh, you know, like, we live in a sick world. And you guys know I did a video about the dysfunction of the Black community. And I think I'm going to delete that video and redo it and put it in the membership tier. Because there's some other things that I wanted to say that I didn't get to say about the toxicity of the Black community in general and how it's very toxic for our young Black girls who are trying to figure out life. And no matter what age you are, you're always trying to figure out life. You know, that's never really going to stop, no matter what point you're at currently in your life. But there are a couple things that you can do to ensure that you are on the right path and you don't have to buy into people trying to humble you. And you have to pay attention when you see people trying to humble you with debauchery and, you know, lots of wickedness, because that's the only way I can really describe the current state of this world. It's just a lot of wickedness going on. And this is why spirituality is so important to me, because honestly, you guys have been leaving me so many sweet comments about, you know, how classy my style is, how you love my personality. But believe me, y'all, I can roll in the mud if I wanted to. I am no stranger to dragging anyone for filth. If I really wanted to go into that element, I could, but I'm bigger, I'm brighter, I have more going on in my life. I have too much to lose. And a lot of times when women in particular are trying to humble you, and sometimes men, when they're trying to humble you, what they are trying to do is put you in your place so that you don't rise. And so you have to be mindful of this, you know. There's always space to learn and to grow. Continue developing your skills. Really find out what you're good at. That's the biggest thing you can do so that you can never be humbled by any human being on this earth. Find out what you are good at, what you love doing, and that will be different for every woman. You know, some of you just want to be a housewife like me. You know, you want to take care of your husband. And if you have children, you want to tend to your children. Some of you may homeschool. That is great. You don't have to do more. You can be very content just taking care of your family and being creative and even having streams of income right from your home while you care for your family. That is a very high calling, and it comes with a great blessing. You know, so some of you want to move into the space of, hey, I want to be at home. I want to be able to do the things that women should be able to do in peace. Some of you are at the point where you're not married yet, so you still have to find a way to support yourself. You may be in college, you may be in trade school, you may be in some type of program for a certification, and that's important too, because every single woman needs skills. You know, some of us are on a body journey. You know, we want to take better care of our skin, better care of our hair. We want to work on friendships. You know, you guys know how I feel about like the fake sisterhood stuff. I'm not into that trash. I know sisterhood, the concept of sisterhood as every woman on this earth, we're going to be sisters. I know that doesn't exist. I'm not looking for that. But you do need women in your life who you can trust, that you can talk to, you could build each other, you can pour into, you can tap into each other's resources. This is very important. You know, I learned that when I came out to the Middle East. I didn't really, I'm in a sorority, so I understand the concept of networking and people helping you out with jobs and, you know, different things. But, you know, I had my mom, I had my sister, I had family, I had people that I worked with that I liked, and I always had some circle of women around me. But when I moved, that circle kind of disappeared. So even though I can talk to those people on the phone, you know, I can't see them. I can't utilize their resources. They really can't utilize my resources. So I had to find some people in groups and clubs and different committees to be a part of. And of course, the pandemic hit and everything kind of changed. So I think we're all in like this reshifting process right now after the pandemic. But I wanted to tell you that you cannot let people humble you, because that is their goal. And sometimes the people trying to humble you aren't even on your level, nowhere near it. So I think that's important to understand, that you have to sometimes be fearless, even when you feel scared. You can't be afraid to move forward and try new things and live the life that you believe you deserve and that you want. And sometimes things don't go the way we want them to go, and sometimes you have to make shifts and adjustments, but it's possible to live a life that you love. And yeah, I need to go now because there's so much to do today. But yeah, I wanted to share these thoughts with you, just about the importance of not allowing any human to humble you. You know, you can't be humbled by anybody but God. That's the only one. Okay, gotta go. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.